Welcome back to Virginia This Morning.
All right, we got a lot to talk about here, and there's a lot going on right now, and you know, people are trying to get out there and find another job, trying to get their situations a little better, and we have somebody here that's going to help us a little bit. Alix Miller is here. Hi, Alix.
Hey, Bill.
Thanks for joining us. Let's talk about a job coach and how individuals can job transition and how all of that works.
Sure.
Where do we start, and how do we get started, and why is the job transition the perfect time to work with a coach?
Yeah, it is. It's a perfect time to work with a coach because it's all about change, and coaches love working with change and thinking about change.
And the rest of us are all scared to death of change. so we need somebody to guide us along there as we go.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And a coach can help with change or transition that's uninvited, such as a job loss, or coaches can help out with folks that are inviting change into their life or being very intentional about it, such as learning new interpersonal skills, maybe to work with a spouse or to talk with coworkers or colleagues at work. So, or
maybe they're up for promotion or something like that. They want to move on up the line.
It's a great time.
Got to work on these skills a little bit.
That's right.
All right. When a person comes to you and they've got all these things that they want to talk about, what do you look at first? Where do we start?
Well, I start with a bit of assessment. So we start with a discovery session. So I like to learn a lot about the client. And this can be done formally or informally. I like to look at their Myers-Briggs. I like to do some values clarification with them and see what's really important to them and what they really find dear in life and what's important, the things that they wouldn't give up on, you know, wouldn't sell out on, or that kind of thing. So it's some assessment, a lot of talking, a lot of getting to know the client. We look at what are their strengths, what are their passions, what are their the things they do with ease, with natural ease, sort of to try to make sure that that their work fits with who they are naturally. As much as possible.
Yeah, and you know, that's kind of interesting because you really can't guide somebody, I guess, until you've kind of checked them out and figured out where they want to go and what their goals are. So obviously you've got to take a look there. Let's talk about getting them ready for interviews, getting people ready for that, because that's, you never know. I mean, the interviews are so tricky. You want to be comfortable and friendly, but you don't want to come off as too casual. And so how do you get folks ready for that?
Well, one way is this introspection, this self-awareness piece that I was just talking about, to making sure the person knows who they are and what their strengths are, so they can walk into the interview with confidence. So that begins right off the bat. They're ahead of the 8 ball there. They're walking into the interview with confidence. They know who they are and they know their strengths, and they can speak about them and talk about them because we've already worked through them and talked about them. So that's one way we can prepare for an interview. Another way is actually we can do a mock interview. I've done that with clients where we actually do a mock interview and get the person comfortable right before they go into the interview, or maybe the morning before they have the afternoon interview, that kind of thing.
How important is self-confidence? I would think it's way up there.
Yeah, it's way up there. When people are comfortable in their own skin and really know who they are, that is just...
And that role-playing, obviously, that you just talked about, that mock interview, is going to boost their self-confidence because they pretty much know where they want to go with it, and then they're ready for whatever kind of curveballs come along.
And you know what, a coach is so good because that we see things in people that they might not see them in themselves because they're so close to it. They don't even realize something's a strength. So we can point that out, and they can go into the interview and be able to speak about something maybe that they had just taken for granted all their life, you know, not highlighted it as something.
How often does coaching happen, and is it face-to-face only, or do they have to come in and see you?
They could. A lot of my clients like face-to-face, but I also do coaching over the phone, particularly if schedules get tight and someone can't get in for a session, or if they live out of state. Obviously, that would be over the phone. So it can be over the phone or face-to-face.
Wow, I would have thought you had to be there in person.
It works. They're very different kinds of sessions, but I love it both ways. I love it face-to-face or over the phone.
All right. Well, thank you for coming in this morning.
Thank you,
I feel more prepared already.
Great.